Hey guys, I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be doing another comic haul, obviously. It's been quite a while. I actually have a little bit of a stack amassed right now, so I might as well get started. First off, I got a couple of these books. My mom actually found them. Garage sailing a while back. Batman the Cheetah Caper. And these are basically like each page just set up like a comic, but it's just one page, a panel or something. So kind of interesting. And then Fantastic Four, the House of Horrors as well. So kind of cool there. Nothing too exciting, but I thought they were kind of cool, so I'll show them off. Going on, we have the all-new, all-different Marvel previews. If you watched my previous video, the recorded video, not a huge fan of those. Kind of nervous that they're not going to be doing a good job on that. Kind of trying to toss through a lot of gimmicks and a lot of crap. But I guess it could be good. Who knows? So there's that. Moving on to my real books. I'll start with my new books. First off, Daredevil 16. Daredevil's been pretty good. Actually, lately they put Matt Murdock out of the suit and just running around in a lawyer outfit, which you can actually see on issue 17. And I don't usually like that too much. I kind of prefer my superheroes to actually be, kind of superhero-y, but it appears he's getting a new costume and fighting with Gambit after the all-new, all-different, which I think is actually a good direction to put him. I think it's like, I kind of get where they were going by putting him in the, or taking him out of the suit, but at the same time, I appreciate the old Daredevil, so there is Daredevil. And yeah, I'm gonna stick around for that at least until the all-new, all-different. Give that one a try, because it's still good, I just prefer it that way. Next up, The Amazing Spider-Man 19.1. We haven't been getting much Amazing Spider-Man lately. But yeah, we've been getting a lot of these .1s, which I don't honestly care too much about. I assume that's because the Secret Wars titles. Moving on. Flash 41, 75th anniversary of Joker variant. Pretty cool looking. You gotta love the Flash. It's a pretty good series. I've liked it recently. It's just kind of something consistent to read. It's nice that, it will tie in, but generally it's kind of doing its own thing. And that's kind of why I prefer a lot of the side Batman titles and even the main one. I just like the books that are more independent to the rest of the universe. 42, Sins of the Father, looks very cool. Yeah, Flash has a new outfit in that, it looks like. Kind of more based on the symbol, more based on the Flash TV show, but whatever. Flash Annual. There you are. Not much else to say. Looks pretty cool at the cover. Next off, Martian Manhunter #1. I've been trying the #1s that have interested me. And I'm going to go back. I actually am a little backlogged, but I should read these and figure out which ones I like so I can subscribe. There's a couple I've already subscribed to, but Martian Manhunter's one I definitely wanted to try out, so I grabbed it. Still haven't gotten to read it yet. Earth 2 Society #1. Kind of cool that Earth 2 is kind of coming full circle and now doing a Justice Society type thing. So awesome. Definitely. And all these books are still catch-upable. I can still get issue 1 for most of these at source. JLA #1. Yeah, this little minor reboot thing hasn't been too up in the sales in the way of, at least at my store. JLA #1. Pretty cool Green Lantern variant. They had a variant from, I think, all of the members, but I picked Green Lantern because I like Green Lantern. Justice League #2. Actually, for some reason, I couldn't find the original cover for this because I came in a week after it came out, but they had a stack of these Teen Titans variants, so I got the Starfire variant, which, that's fine. I would have preferred the main cover. Generally, I do. Joker Teen Titans number 9 Joker cover. This one's actually pretty cool, the Joker cover. I just like the face. Teen Titans is pretty cool as well. Trying to get into more of these team books. I might actually also subscribe to Earth 2 Society. Justice League I have subscribed to, because it's something I want to finally get on the bottom floor of. I kind of missed out on the last Justice League. Thought about catching up, but there was just a point where I was like, whatever. Issue 10. Very cool cover. Last Stand versus the Elite, so that'll be cool to see. Robin, Son of Batman number 1. Hugely excited that Robin finally got his own title once again. It's been quite a while. I am subscribed to this now, especially with Batman and Robin gone. It's by Pat Gleason still for drawing and now writing as well, so this was an obvious one to subscribe to just because, you know, I liked Batman and Robin, so, and I've always liked buying the Robin books, so yeah. Number 2, just the coolest cover there. That's awesome. And especially Damian's pretty cool. I thought he always deserved his own book. Red Hood and Arsenal. Another Red Hood and the Outlaws I kind of missed out on originally. And I like Red Hood, Jason Todd, and I also like Arsenal, Speedy, all of his early works and stuff. So I thought I'd pick him up, or I would subscribe to him. So Red Hood and Arsenal 1, Red Hood and Arsenal 2. Very cool looking. Excited to read it. Of course, they cut Starfighter out of Red Hood and the Outlaws because she was getting her own book, which is fine, I guess. Next up, We Are Robin. Number 2 is out too, but I just decided to grab number 1. Still haven't tried it, so when I read through these, I might have to do some backtracking. We Are Robin is something, like, it's kind of interesting. We go from no books for Robin for a long time, and then they're trying 2 at the same time. The Robin book was a really cool idea. This one I'm unsure about. I kind of just want to give it a try before I subscribe or anything. But it's kind of interesting that they're trying to do a lot more Batman titles kind of independent from Batman, and especially with Batman out of the universe currently. We're doing Commissioner Gordon as Batman. I don't know. Might be interesting to see. I actually still haven't read Batman 41 yet, which is, yeah, I'm really behind. I've been really busy this summer with work, and I've been going out of town the last couple weeks and all that stuff, so that's what I've been doing. That's why this comic haul is so damn delayed compared to normal. So Batman 41, Joker variant. Not a huge fan of this cover, actually. Number 42, this cover is awesome. I'm excited to really just read what's up, see the aftermath of Endgame. Next off, Secret Wars number 4. Loved Secret Wars number 1. Really into it. Secret Wars number 2 and 3 were okay, but kind of boring. I don't know if I would have picked Doctor Doom to be like the main god of the world, and I think it focuses on him too much. I mean, I get that this is the main story and there's so much going on in all these other books, but it just seems like they're doing too much with Doctor Doom. And to be honest, like, I haven't read anything else, so it's kind of unclear to me. Like, I think this is the Doctor Doom from 616, and this is like a little bit in the future, and everyone, like, I don't fucking know. I couldn't tell you. But I don't know. It's okay. I'm just gonna pick them up because the covers are really awesome, to be honest. If nothing else, if it doesn't pick up, at least I'll have that. Midnighter number 2. Very cool. Another, I guess it wasn't originally a Batman book, but with its tie into Grayson and stuff, it kind of is now. Kind of cool. Next off, Star Wars number 7. I've been reading all these Star Wars books. Really pumped for episode 7. That being said, some of the things Jason Aaron's doing, to me, kind of seems unnecessary. Some of it's kind of stupid. I mean, there's a point when you try and expand too much on things that don't really need to be expanded, and that's what really worries me, not only with the comic, But with the Solo movies, like, I'm scared it'll make, because Darth Vader seems like such a powerful dude, and they're just besting him, or they bested him right away in this comic, and it's kind of like getting less intimidating of a villain, and other things they're adding are just kind of stupid to me. But this is an Obi-Wan Solo book, which I think might be pretty cool. Obi-Wan really should have his own solo book on what he did between 3 and 4. I like how the comics are trying to tie the prequels with the original trilogy, and obviously Disney's really trying to focus on original trilogy and beyond. Star Wars Rebels is what happened between 3 and 4, really, but we're not seeing anything from that real Clone Wars era. They're just trying to kind of brush it under the rug more than Lucasfilm when Lucas was in charge, which is fine. I think that's a good thing. But I think a story like Obi-Wan's story between episode 3 and 4 could be pretty interesting. That's one that you definitely want to see how he aged like 40 years in like 19, just all those interesting things, But that was a cool cover too. I always like Star Wars, at least for the covers. Darth Vader number 7. I like Darth Vader, the book so far. It's kind of showing him flexing his Sith muscles at the citizens of the galaxy. Moving on to my quarter books and cheaper comics for this week, or this period of time. First off, for a quarter, Young Avengers number 5. I think I have this book. I got it in a lot, but I think it looks kind of cool. So if I didn't have it for a quarter, I'm not really missing out. Next off, Transformers Generation Autobot Skids. These came with the Transformer Generation toys, I assume. Hasbro exclusive cover. That being said, do not buy many Transformers anymore. I will from time to time. Not usually. But Transformers is always something I like to kind of read about and experience. Just something kind of different than the other stuff. Actually, if I hear of any good Transformers books starting soon, I might actually start on that, because I love Transformers. So I would like to kind of subscribe to one of those. But for a quarter a piece, I don't even mind that these are Skids and Hoist stories are kind of, irrelevant. And these were toy comics that came with toys. Because I probably will never get the toys anyways, and if I do, I'll probably buy them loose. Next off, Fantastic Four number 1. This is Marvel Now. I don't usually read Fantastic Four. I like the early Fantastic Four, but I kind of got tired of Fantastic Four, like the newer stuff. Like, I just don't really care that much. There's not much status quo change. That being said, Fantastic Four at this point went into space, and while they were in space, I believe, don't quote me on this because I actually haven't heard about this book at all since Marvel Now pretty much came out, but if I remember correctly, the Fantastic Four went into space, and Ant-Man, Medusa, She-Hulk, and What's-Her-Face took over while they were gone. And that's pretty cool. I like it. I like how it looks. Just kind of an interesting idea that they change up the Fantastic Four team. I mean, I know She-Hulk was doing some Fantastic Four stuff for a while, but, Justice League United 0. I think this is already canceled for the JLA, because I know Justice League is still going. I don't know if that's getting canceled or not. But basically, DC did Justice League, what is it? The one with Guy Gardner that was kind of the 90s team at the start of the New 52, which failed. Then they did Justice League of America, which ended. Then they did Justice League United and then they kind of ended that. I believe this is done now, in favor of JLA. not positive, but they just can't get a Justice League side book to last, which I really hope JLA does, and I think they're going to try it, especially since it's a big kind of cornerstone in the new reboot, and I think they might just be ending the old Justice League run, because that JLA book is the main Justice League, so I'll look that up later. Batman 18. Picked this up for $2. This is actually the book before I started subscribing to Batman. And of course, this is right after Damian died. The Aftermath, which of course isn't really relevant anymore. That being said, I always thought it was a wicked cool cover. Had a lot of prints. This is a first print, I believe. And I would like to collect this series. Problem is, number one, it's just so hard to get that I've never really actively went for it. Next little collection I got is pretty cool. Basically, my mom works with a guy who knows a guy who was having or that guy who her coworker knows, was having a little comic thing where he was selling a bunch of his comics. So I went over there. And these were $1 a piece, so I picked up Scarlet Spider #1 in lots. They were divided in, so it was like $1 a piece. I also got #2. So he put these in 2 different grab bags, but pretty cool still. #3. These are awesome. I've always wanted to collect this run, but again, it's for a lot of these newer runs, I like to go on the bottom floor. So 4. Very awesome cover. 5. Cool effect. Don't really like the cover too much though, to be honest. 6. 7. 8. 9. And then 10. That's the first little grab. I'm gonna just put those down for a minute so I can, oh shit, so I can grab more. 11 with Carnage, Minimum Carnage Part 4. Oh, come on, there we go. 12, 12.1. And 13 is the first Marvel Now one. A couple of werewolves. 14. 15. 16, which is... I don't know if it'll like connect with the Superior Spider-Man book or something, but Superior Spider-Man did this same cover pretty much. 16. And then unfortunately, no 17. Which is a bummer, so I'm going to have to look for that. But 18 with Wolverine. 19. And 20 versus Superior Spider-Man. Lift them up just a few more, guys. 21. Which I got twice. And I think 21 is where the hall broke, maybe? No, that wouldn't make sense because there's more. I don't know. I don't know how I got to. I just did. Whatever. I don't care. 22. 23. 24. And 25. So, I don't know when this run ends. When this run ended. But I know I need 17. So I'm going to figure it out and just try and pick up the rest of the run. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I just need 17. Maybe some annuals. Just going to take these all down and put them on the floor. Because we're going to start to... Ouch. Kind of... They were starting to slide a little bit. So I don't know what else I need in the run, but I'll figure it out. This was... Where did I even get this? I think... Oh yeah, I got this at a garage sale. This guy had a bunch of 50-cent comics at a garage sale. Pretty sure I have this one. I actually think I got it at SpringCon, but for 50 cents, I thought I'd take the risk, especially at a 20-cent. Pretty good cover. Maybe it's an upgrade. Maybe I already have it. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, so number 2, The Bog Beast. Number 2. This is an Atlas cover, 25-cent cover. Again, 50 cents. Pretty good shape on her. So I love the cover, and I've been getting more into these kind of old school, not non-Marvel DC books. This is a Charlton Too Many Ghosts of Dr. Grave. Sweet cover as well, just a lot going on, but I like it. Kind of an eye catcher. Pretty decent shape as well. All of his books were in pretty decent shape, and we'll get back to those in a second. Next off, we have Batman 655. If you know what this is the first appearance of Damian Wayne, which is awesome. I picked this up for $1 at Half Price Books. The thing about it, not in the greatest shape, to be honest. The other thing is it's like a one-panel cameo, and technically Damian did appear before, because Talia gave birth to a kid in a 1985 comic, which is implied to be Damian retrospectively. So, kind of his first appearance. I'd call it his first appearance in the way that it's like the first real, like this is for sure Damian. That pretty much is confirmed by Grant Morrison to be what he took it from, but you know what I mean. First modern Damian, I guess. First Damian as he is. I don't know. You guys, I think you guys get what I'm saying. Web of Spider-Man 18, found this for $1, thought I'd pick it up again. I have this book already, but the thing about it is it's the first Eddie Brock, so kind of a cool book. It's one of those books that aren't uncommon to find in the wild, but it's kind of cool because it's the first Eddie Brock who becomes the first Venom, so awesome. It's also common to find the first U.S. agent, so look out for those. Next up, for $2 from Half Price, Modern Comics number 3. I don't know what the cover price is on this, but the Modern Comics is the reprint of these that happened a little later. So, Blue Beetle versus the Madmen. I don't know if this is the first Madmen. I probably should have checked. But Modern Comics are always pretty cool. I got the first question, and then it turned out it was the Modern Comics reprint, which was a bummer. Next off, this mint condition, pretty well mint, except some side damage, pretty good shape. Return of the Jedi miniseries number 2. So I think at this point the Star Wars main book was still going on, which adapted the original Star Wars and went forward. And then I think they did these miniseries for Empire and Return of the Jedi. But I think this is awesome. I love this cover. I'm going to peel that sticker out though, because I want to be able to see the whole thing. But very awesome cover on Return of the Jedi. Next off, speaking of Star Wars, number 12. 35 center. They did a lot of very different things with Star Wars that you wouldn't even suspect now. Like, these characters don't look like they belong in Star Wars. Maybe him. These guys don't. No. But some cool stuff too. I mean, kind of interesting. These covers are always kind of cool because just kind of weird extended universe garbage, but for cheap. I got that for $2, I think. Next off, these were some real finds. Eastman and Layer's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 9. Of course, this is from the original Ninja Turtle run. I actually have a decent amount of these books. If you watched previously, I got a bunch of them at Half Price Books. Must have been 2012, maybe earlier. So some of my earlier hauls have them, but this is number 9. I even have number 1, 5th print, 4th print. I don't know, one of the later prints, but still kind of cool to own. Eastman and Layer number 9. These were $2 a piece. Shitty bags, that's why they're upgraded though. So number 9, number 15, which is very cool how it looks like an old beat up comic book. You can see that's a fake rip in the corner. The only problem is that's not the real real cover back there. I would have liked if I flipped open the page and it looked like that. That'd be sweet. But they didn't do that, sadly. Still very awesome effect on it. Pretty cool. And number 18. So cool to get these for $2 a piece. Eastman and Layard's Ninja Turtles aren't all that common to find in the store, because, you know. But at this point they had some popularity, so it's not as uncommon. Ninja Turtles Adventures, which is more based for children. This is when Archie was making the comics instead of Mirage. I believe this was after the show started. So more the cartoony one, number 26. I got this for $0.25, so it's pretty beaten up. But I thought for $0.25 it was a cool enough looking book just to add to my collection. For $4 at Half Price Books, I got double-sized Thunder Agents. And this is by the Higher United Nations Defense Enforcement Reserves. Oh no, that's Thunder. That's what that means. I don't know. 25-cent cover though. So pretty awesome. Maybe it's by Tower, because Tower doubles. I don't know. This was another one of the garage sale finds for 50 cents. I got Jimmy Olsen 110. You can see the side of this book is beautiful, and then you get here, and for some reason it got beaten up, which I would assume was because it was tossed in the garage. That being said, everything else on this book is beautiful, so it's such a shame, because I know that could have easily not have happened, which is a bummer. So 110, pretty cool issue though. I always like when the comic does the comic in the comic, and it does that go on forever thing, and then how does the Man of Steel get his hair cut? For 50 cents, I thought that was kind of a cool issue to get. For $3 at Half Price, it's really beaten to shit. Action 275. Just a cool Brainiac cover, so I thought I'd get it. The Menace of the Red and Green Kryptonites, so pretty sweet. I don't know why I put these under those books, but I got some Walt Disney comics. Uncle Scrooge, number... I don't know, this is 1959. Pretty cool. Him looking at his fancy money. Like I always say, I like to pick up these Disney books and the other ones. I got this. This was a garage sale find. These were all garage sale finds, by the way. Roy Rogers and Trigger, 50-cent book. I thought I'd pick it up for 50 cents because it was pretty old. 1958, if I remember the trademark date on it. And I ran out of Golden Age bags, so a couple of these are out of Golden Age bags, but I'll just be careful with them. Walt Disney Comics 141. Pretty cool Donald Duck cover. I actually have amassed quite the collection of these too. Not ironically, but I don't know. It's just something most people don't collect as much of. 136. Cool. $139. Classroom cover. $180. Really, whoever had these liked the Donald Duck ones. Walt Disney's Donald Duck, so he had his own solo book on top of the fact that he was running the actual title. Number 28. And finally, Bugs Bunny comics from April to May. So yeah, that was my haul. I actually did get some decent Disney and Looney Tunes books, which I'm glad about. I just like getting these older Dell books and stuff, you know. A lot of these aren't gonna... You find them pretty commonly, actually, at flea markets, garage sales. You can get them for cheap. They always kind of, like, they're simplistic, but they're really nice, you know what I'm saying? So I always like to pick them up, especially with all the superhero collecting from me and everyone. It's just kind of something different that I like to throw in there. I really like the old cartoons. So I always figure it's kind of cool to see them, just read them, and honestly, these books kind of continued into like the 80s and stuff. So you're gonna have a lot of these books if you really wanted to collect them. Which, I mean, I always find cool enough issues that I'm willing to pick them up, and I'm always finding them for under $1. So I don't see why not, especially with their age. The Roy Rogers book too, I thought was kind of something different that I don't really collect, especially with me trying to collect more Western books now. Roy Rogers was kind of a cool something different. So that was my haul. I thought I did pretty good on new stuff. Honestly, I haven't really been going to many stores prowling the old books. Half Price has been, every time I go, it's not like I'm finding huge hauls that are really worth making a haul for. That was my big problem, because I would pick up my weekly comics, and I have been getting these generally every 2 weeks still. And then I did Half Price, and it'd be like I pick up a couple books, or I go to a garage sale and I pick up a couple books, but nothing that I really wanted to put a haul out there for. I like to wait till I have a decent chunk of books that you guys can really see all at once. But that was my haul. Sorry that it's been so delayed, probably well over a month now, which is not what I want to do. I would like to make these every 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, sometimes it takes a while to get a haul. But yeah, FallCon is pretty close as well, sort of. Not really. August, September, October, 3 months. So yeah, I mean that'll the only reason I brought that up even is because that'll be a big haul like SpringCon. Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching.